All right guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeff Cordero and we're down here at Barefoot Archery and we are reviewing new bows for 2025. First one up on my list is the Hoyt Alpha AX2 and this is the 32-inch axle to axle bow. So Hoyt has done a lot to this Alpha X2 version compared to last year's. They've gone to a split cam system on the yoke. They've also shortened the axles. They've also changed the cam itself to make it a little more hotter to give you a little bit more speed. And we're gonna go over all the specs on this thing and see if this is a bow that you wanna shoot in 2025. This Hoyt Alpha AX2 is gonna retail at a price of $1549, so it's about $1550 for this bow, which is a little bit of an increase over last year's price. It's gonna come in 14 different color options from Hoyt. There's camo options, there is flat options. Pretty much, there's gonna be something that you are going to like. It's going to come in draw lengths from 26 to 31 inches. And the cam and the mod are new this year. So this is the HBX 4 cam, this is the 4th generation of it, and they have new mods on this cam. So instead of having a mod that ranges from, let's say, 27 to 31 inches, at 31 inches, you're going to get maximum performance out of that mod, but when you drop down to 27, you're not gonna get as good a performance as this bow is capable of. So what Hoyt did was they changed the mods. So there's gonna be 5 different modules now that go on this cam, and they're going to give you 1-inch draw length adjustments. And that is to help improve efficiency of this bow through the entire spectrum of the draw length ranges. So this one right here is a CD mod. It's going to come in from 29 to 30 inches. Right now this bow is set at 30 inches and the poundage of this is set at 70 pounds. We're gonna go over the draw weights on this bow. You can get this anywhere from 40 to 80 pounds in 10-pound increments. So 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80 peak draw weights on this Alpha AX2 32. But we're gonna go ahead and get a raw weight on this. We're gonna take some measurements of the actual axle to axle length, the brace height, and compare them to the factory specs. And then I am going to get you arrow speeds on 4 different hunting arrows ranging from 452 grains all the way up to 571. 2 of these were my personal hunting arrows the last 2 years, and that is what I care about. I get that you want to know what the IBO speed doesn't match what Hoyt actually says it is, and until I get a 350 grain arrow, we're not going to do that. But for right now, this does IBO at 336. There's a lot of other review channels that have done speed reviews at a 350 grain arrow, and they've come pretty close. So this bow is definitely more aggressive on the cam, and because the cam is more aggressive, it's going to give you better speeds, but they have sacrificed a little bit of a draw cycle that was so popular with Hoyt last year. It's still a really smooth draw cycle. It's easy to draw, easy to let down, but it is a little bit harsher and it's a little bit stiffer because of the shorter limb and the adjusted cam, but we're gonna get better speed and more efficiency out of this bow in 2025. Draw cycle on this bow, like I said, it feels like a Hoyt. Not much has changed there. The grip has been the same. It's the little rubber grip that Hoyt has, which I don't terribly hate. It's actually not a bad grip, but the draw cycle in general, 70 pounds, 30 inch. It's still pretty smooth. It doesn't dump too hard in the back wall. You can let down pretty easy. And this has 85% let off. On this mod as well, there's 3 different let off settings. There is 85, 80, and 75. So there is some adjustability in that you can do at home with just a Torx bit. You can change the holding weight of this bow and really fine tune adjust the way this thing holds, because that's gonna shorten the draw length up just a smidge. But again, draw cycle, you can draw it pretty smooth, humps over easy, holds well, very vertical. And on the shot, it doesn't have a ton of vibration. It doesn't really want to jump forward. It just feels good out of the hand. But let's shoot a couple more, some heavier arrows.
Draws easy, holds well, and just comes, the bow on the shot just wants to come forward a little and drop, which is what I personally like in a bow. We'll shoot this heavy ass arrow through here and really watch this thing quiet down and soften up. Yeah, again, very smooth, nice bow. Let's draw it back, let it down. Draw back, let down, waiting, there it goes. But if you change the let off on that from 85 down to 75 or even 80, it's gonna come out of the valley pretty well. But when it gets back there, when it humps over, right here, it sets in really nice, and I don't feel like I'm, you know, I don't wanna get lazy, but I could get a little lazy on this back wall. So let's run some arrows through this over the chrono and get you guys some speeds with those hunting arrows that I have. Right now the bow is at 30 inches in draw length and poundage. We set it to 70. 69.5 first time. Run it again. $69.5, so within a half a pound. First arrow is 452 grains, 30-inch draw weight, 69.5 on the poundage. $289.6. Second arrow is 471 grains, and this is my personal hunting arrow. $282 feet per second, so not that far of a drop off. This is 506. This is the arrow I hunted elk with this year. $282, I don't know if that one registered. Because those arrows should not be the same. $275.7, that sounds right. And the last arrow, this is the heaviest arrow I could build right now. It is 571. So if you guys want to see a heavier arrow and what the speed test looked like that, drop a comment down below, let me know. But this is 571 grains. 262.8. Weight on this bow, Hoyt says this is a 4.5 pound bow. Actually measuring this out, it came out to be like 4.9 pounds with a biscuit on here and this little dampener and these little pieces of paper. So it's pretty damn close to that. Axle to axle length is 32 5/16. Actually measuring this out, it looked to be a tick longer than that for me. So maybe just a little longer, maybe it's just this bow. And the brace height on this is supposed to be 6.5, and I believe we were just over 6.5, so we are very, very close, within a 1/16 of an inch of that. Overall, this Hoyt Alpha AX2 is a great bow, 70 pounds, this one. You can come down here at Barefoot Archery in Charlotte and try this bow out today. So if you guys are in the area, if you're in the Charlotte area, come down to Barefoot Archery, check us out, and get your hands on one of these Hoyt Alpha AX2 32s and see if it's the bow for you. But thanks for watching this video, guys. If you found it helpful, hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment on which bow you are going to be shooting in 2025. Until next time, we'll see you in the next video.